Hey, everybody. Welcome to Lara Trump, Wanted for Questioning. Excited to see what we have this week. We haven't had a lot of mean questions lately, so maybe somebody will send one of those in, or maybe y'all are done. Maybe I answered all of them, and now we don't have any more haters out there. We'll find out. Here we go. Question number 1. Oh, what are your Thanksgiving plans this year? Well, every now and again, we do these like blowout Thanksgivings. And I mean that like I am cooking and I start like a week ahead, prep work, trying to do it all because, I like a stovetop boxed stuffing, for example, and so does my husband. But, it depends who's coming. Like sometimes maybe my parents want to do a little something different. Maybe we want to get a little fancy. Maybe we do like a cornbread stuffing or something, or you want to add like a little sausage in there just for some flair. Sometimes I'm doing several stuffings, so we got to plan it out. This year, you know what? We're going real easy this year. It's as far as I know, unless I have family that's going to surprise me, we're going to do a really low-key Thanksgiving, and I'm so excited about that. It's going to be me, Eric, the kids, and the dogs, and we're just going to hang out, and we're going to take it easy. And the unfortunate thing with that setup is that my kids are not eating most of what you would cook for a Thanksgiving feast. So the idea that Eric and I are going to just kind of take down all of this Thanksgiving food, I haven't really figured out exactly how this is going to look yet. But stay tuned. Check out my Instagram. Check out Twitter. I don't know. I'll post something on there. I'll give you guys an update because as of right now, as frightening as this is, I really don't know exactly what's going to work out for Thanksgiving. But we will see. We will report back. Either way, it's all about taking time to be with family. And I think it's probably the greatest holiday of them all. As much as I love Christmas and all that goes along with Christmas, Christmas is stressful. Christmas, you got to buy gifts for people. And if you haven't already started planning it like right now in November, then, forget it. You're going to be scrambling around by the time Christmas rolls around. This is a good one because everything is just kind of like nothing else. It's just about the food and relaxing and some football. And that sounds great to me. So we'll all be together. We'll all have a nice time, eat some good food. And I'm not going to be making 2 stuffings this year. So good news there. Okay. Next question. What would be the strategy to reduce inflation, or is that not possible? Of course it's possible. Of course it's possible. Joe Biden is in charge. Did you forget that? The guy who his first day in office, the first thing he did was shut down the Keystone XL pipeline, thereby rendering America no longer energy independent, no longer a net energy exporter, but reliant on countries around the globe for our fuel, for our energy. And I get that probably part of the rationale from the geniuses over at the Biden administration was that, we'll force everybody into electric vehicles. Well, shocker, not everybody can afford electric vehicles. And by the way, if they even met 50% of their EV goals right now, today in the United States of America, we would shut down the entire power grid if everybody plugged their electric vehicles in at the same time. Wow, what a dumb idea. But that was the first thing that happened. And so what does that mean? That means that everything becomes more expensive because whenever you have to ship something, all of it around the country. Let's think about a trucker who might have to take a truckload of supplies from the Northeast all the way down to where I am in Florida. It costs extra money. Everything is more expensive. You also have a workforce who really isn't fully back to work. Don't forget, we paid people to stay home from work. And Joe Biden wants to just eliminate student debt, pay everybody off. How is that impacting our national deficit and our national debt? It's a disaster overall. But when you get people back to work, when you invite businesses to start functioning and manufacturing to come back here in the United States, instead of making it very appealing for them to go back overseas to China or Taiwan or Vietnam or wherever else they can do things for the cheap, then that also helps kickstart our economy. That also helps bring inflation down. There is a very logical and basic way that we could see inflation come down, but old Joe doesn't want to do that. And whether he knows he's doing it or he's, too busy trying to learn how to tie his shoes right now, I don't know. He's being either led astray or purposely trying to destroy the economy and make people's lives a heck of a lot harder. Either way, I'll tell you what, January of 2025, we will see inflation start to come down because Donald Trump is going to be the one in that White House. And when he starts calling the shots, believe you me, this is a guy who knows about money, who knows about the economy. Don't forget about how great it all was when he was in office. And we're going to see a big change happen as it relates to inflation. Yes, it is possible. Next question. We love the Trump family. Thank you. And you are a family to be admired. Oh, why don't you call all your Democrat friends and tell them that? I love that. Just kidding. You probably don't have any. How does Florida treat you? Florida treats us great. Weather is fantastic this time of year. We're in season down here, from Halloween until like Mother's Day, around those time frames. Everybody's down here in Florida. And I'll tell you why, because the weather's perfect. And this is the place to be. Not only that, people are happy. Turns out whenever you let people live their lives and do what makes them happy, they tend to be a happier society. I'm all about that. It's a free state down here. We're doing what we love down here and it's working. So Florida is great. I got to say, it's really incredible because Eric and I've probably talked about this on this show before, but Eric and I will often go out to dinner and before we can pay our bill, somebody has paid for our dinner. And we're like, who paid? These people have already left. And they're like, they just wanted to say thank you. Oh my gosh, try going to New York City and getting some kind of treatment like that. It's amazing. And we are so honored every time it happens and honestly so humbled. We never expect anything like that. But I think it just goes to show how much people understand what's going on right now, especially with my father-in-law, and how vital it is that we elect him as our 47th president. Because, man, people really see that this is really it if we don't get this election right in 2024. I think they understand how much he has personally had to sacrifice, how much we have all had to deal with, all the nonsense. And we're happy to deal with it because we know that it's about this country and it's about the greater good and the future of this country. So Florida's doing great. Kids are happy. Dogs are happy. Good school situation down here. I would not want to put my kids in some liberal school in Manhattan because aren't they even back to making these kids wear masks or something insane right now? Crazy. So anyway, we're doing great down in Florida. Thank you for asking. And come on down. Come on down for a visit if you're not already here. Okay. Next question. Where does your family find the strength? It's inspirational. Thank you. Again, I think this has always been about something that is far bigger than any of us. And honestly, we know the truth. That's the thing that you can't, you can't fake it. The Democrats can try all they want. The mainstream media can try all they want to spin a certain narrative about things. And yeah, they get to some people. Yes, some people are gullible. They watch the wrong shows. They get their information from the wrong sites and they fall for the old sleight of hand from the liberals out there that Donald Trump is a bad guy, that, he has all of these indictments against him. He's definitely guilty, blah, blah, blah. But we know the truth. We knew the truth about the Russia collusion hoax way back from day one, from the day it first started. We were like, Russia? Really? Did we collude with Russia? I don't think we colluded with Russia. Nobody could figure out where this was coming from. And we were all like, well, obviously it's a lie. And we're just going to have to wait it out. We're going to have to wait for the truth to come out. And eventually the truth did come out. And we feel the same way with all of this. Do they try and make it insanely hard for us every step of the way, especially for my husband who runs the Trump organization, especially for his siblings, and God knows for my father-in-law? Yeah, they do. But we know we're good people and we know we're fighting on the right side of history and we're fighting for the things that matter in this country, for the future of our country. It's about my kids, Luke and Carolina. It's about your kids. It's about the future of America. And so I think that's where we find the strength. We know the truth and we know that the truth will always ultimately come out. So they can try. They're never going to stop us from fighting. Sorry, not sorry. We're going to keep going. We're going all the way to November 5th. 2024 when we reelect Donald Trump as president. Okay. Next question. Oh, can our universities be saved? It's a tough one. I think at this point, the best advice right now is we have to force them into changing. We have to force them to become a level playing field again, because it is obviously so heavily liberal. Whenever you go to a university situation, college campuses, it's really kind of frightening. I certainly am happy that my children are not an age right now where they're thinking about going to college, but I have a niece who is, and I have, what do we call Baron, my step brother-in-law, who is also going to be going to college at some point very soon. And that's scary stuff, because they really are just petri dishes for liberal ideology. And once you go there, they kind of just grab hold of you, indoctrinate your kid, and like, that's it. It's hard to get them back. We've had people on this show talking about how their families had to resort to going to a cult deprogrammer after they left college. So that is scary stuff. But I think it's going to take us standing up and saying, we're not going to be paying your tuition. The big donors at these universities also have to stand up, which, by the way, has started happening after October 7th, after the horrific situation over in Israel. They're like, wait a minute, you guys are just spewing anti-Semitism. We don't agree with that. So we're going to pull back some of our funding. When we start sending our kids instead of to four-year institutions like the university system, maybe we send them to on-the-job training. Maybe they go to a trade school instead. You know, we really are losing all of our electricians, our woodworkers, our plumbers. We're going to be in a real pickle at some point, because everybody thinks, oh, the only way forward is a four-year college degree. That's not true. You can make a great living doing many other things, and you don't need to go and get indoctrinated in these college settings. So my hope is by the time Luke and Carolina are at an age where they are considering what their next steps are, whether they decide to go to college or not, I hope that we have this situation under control. And I think it's going to take all of us pushing back and saying, we're not going to pay your exorbitant tuition to send my kids somewhere where they're just going to be turned into, like a liberal zombie. And then that's it. We're not going to do that anymore. We've got to speak up and speak loudly, and sometimes money talks. So I'm just going to suggest out there that if you do donate to your alma mater in any way, if you do donate, you're a big funder of a university, of a college somewhere, they're not doing things you like, maybe you ought to tell them, I'm going to repeal my funding until you guys start acting appropriately, and it is level across the board, and you're not favoring liberal thought or conservative thought for that matter. Just let our kids learn. Teach them the basics. Teach them what they need to know in order to have a life one day and be successful one day. That's all. Okay, let's see. Next question. What are you thankful for this year, and when do we start getting Trump elected? Oh, soon, I hope. I love you guys, but I'm ready for action. It's time to hustle. We're almost there. Let me tell you something. We are almost there. Give it another month and a half. By the time we get into the first quarter of 2024, it's going to be on. I mean, the truth is we've already seen some of these Republican candidates dropping out, because obviously we know who the Republican nominee will be. It'll be Donald J. Trump. However, some of them are going to hang on. Some of them are just still trying to raise money. I don't know why. But at a certain point, come the beginning of the year, we're going to have Iowa caucuses. We're going to start seeing people dropping out of this race. It'll be very apparent, if it isn't already, that Donald Trump will be the Republican nominee, and then he will officially accept that title at a certain point, probably sometime in the spring. And I'll tell you what, that's when the rubber really meets the road, and we start going hard. I imagine you're going to see a lot of us out there on the campaign trail. We're going to have the conventions at the end of the summer next year. And then from that point on, it's going to be like a blur. So I just want you to get ready. Sleep now, because we need everybody out there working. We need everybody out there poll watching, knocking doors, ballot harvesting everywhere that it is legal. We got a huge ballot harvesting operation on the Republican side this go round. The first time ever we've done something like this, and man, is it needed, because I'll tell you what, these Democrats have been doing it for a long time, and we've been asleep at the wheel. Like, oh, we're not going to get down and do that. Yeah, we're doing that this time. Everywhere you can legally ballot harvest, you better believe it. So we need you to help. We need everybody on board. And what am I thankful for this year? Gosh, there's so much to be thankful for. I mean, you look around and there are a lot of people who are struggling right now. I'm incredibly grateful, quite frankly, that I have a roof over my head, that I have a great family, 2 great kids, an awesome husband, and 3 totally insane dogs who I love 2 pieces. They all sleep in bed with us at night. I'm grateful for the little things. I'm grateful for any time I get to go back home to North Carolina, or I convince my parents to come down here when I get to see my brother and his wife. I mean, there's so much to be thankful for. And probably the most thankful thing I'm most thankful for is the fact that we still get to live in the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. And man, the Democrats are trying to ruin it. They're trying to destroy this country. And we're not going to let it happen. So I'm thankful there is still hope in the future. It comes by way of Donald Trump as our 47th president. We're taking this country back for we the people. We're doing it on November 5th of next year. And then January of 2025, there's a new sheriff in town. His name is Donald Trump. And he's not taking crap from anybody. And he's scorched earth going in Washington, D.C., cleaning up this mess. And don't you worry, help is on the way. So thankful for a lot this year. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you for joining us as always. Make sure you send us more of your questions. Like, subscribe, share, and follow. We'll see you back here next time for more of Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. Nothing is worse than being on a phone call that drops. Nothing is worse than trying to text someone and you can't reach them because your phone is out of service range. And nothing is worse than supporting these major corporations and companies who don't support us. That is why I love Patriot Mobile. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless network. They use every cell tower out there available to all networks so that they have the greatest 4G and 5G coverage nationwide, and they support the causes that are important to us as conservatives. If you go today to patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump and use the promo code Trump, you will get free activation today. Again, that is patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump. The promo code is Trump for free activation so that you can get a great cell plan and feel good about doing it. So I'm like a lot of people. I love to wear an Apple Watch, but I hate how it looks. And I scoured the internet to search for the best looking Apple Watch cases I could find, and I found it. goldandcherry.com. They have absolutely beautiful watches, as you can see here. Everything is waterproof. Everything looks good with different outfits. You can get sporty, you can get fancy, but they are great quality, made out of Delaware in the United States of America. And they have been kind enough to give me a promo code that I can share with you if you want to get your hands on one of these as well. It's Lara T, L-A-R-A-T is the promo code to get yourself a discount at goldandcherry.com. And not only do they make Apple Watch cases, they also make great products for iPads and iPhones, keyboards, your desktop, everything you could possibly need. Goldandcherry.com. Use promo code LARAT so you can get yourself one of these today too. At The Right View, we're very proud of the fact that we are independent. We get to say everything that we think and everything that we feel. We have no woke companies guiding us or telling us what we can and cannot say. We are always going to shoot you straight and give you the facts as we know them. And that's why it's important to support independent outlets like The Right View. My name is Lara Trump, and I think Mike Lindell is a patriot. He is someone who loves this country, is willing to fight for this country. I love MyPillow because not only are MyPillows made in the USA by American workers, but they're great products, and they're so great that not only do I use them in my own bed at night, my children actually requested. My daughter the other day went to the closet and pulled out a MyPillow and said, "This is the pillow that I want to sleep with." And I gotta tell you, she loves it and will have nothing to do with any other pillow. So it's a big hit around our house. My dogs also happen to sleep on MyPillow dog beds. So all around the Trump household, we're big fans. If you go to mypillow.com today and use promo code Trump, again, promo code Trump, you will not only save money, but you will help us continue this show and other shows like it and help us continue the fight for the future of America. Inflation has impacted all of our lives. I don't think anyone can go to the gas pump or the grocery store without noticing that it is a major factor. And unfortunately, it's not going anywhere. It doesn't seem like it's going down in the way that we would like it to. And one way to protect your money is by investing in precious metals, gold and silver. That's always been a great way to make sure that you keep your money and you keep it safe. When you go to bh-pm.com, use promo code Trump. That way, if you decide you want to invest in gold and silver, you'll save yourself a little bit of money. We live in a time that's very interesting. A lot of us out there feel like a lot of our rights are slipping away. And if you're like I am and you want to have the right to choose whether or not to have a vaccine, how to live your life freely, and you're looking for a great doctor, I've heard amazing things about Dr. Sherwood. He's somebody who you should really check out and check into, and it'll help support this program and keep us going. So go to sherwood.tv and use promo code Trump. Again, sherwood.tv and use promo code Trump. You can save yourself some money and help us keep our program going.